Good morning, y'all. It's event day. It's Thursday. We up. Yep, y'all see Babe over there with his boxers on. He getting ready for the event. He's up earlier than what he wanted to be, I'm sure, but the dogs got him up this morning. So he's up getting stuff together. And it's about close to 7 o'clock. It's not 7 o'clock yet, maybe like 6:45 or so. And we're going to go ahead and get the day started. Hey y'all, what's going on? So right now it is 7:40 and I am on my way to my mom's house. I am picking up the canisters for the hot beverages. So today at the stand we are selling hot cocoa and tea. Last week someone suggested that we add that to our breakfast menu, being as though that it's cold outside, and one of the things that we like to do is listen to our customers. So we have hot cocoa, we have tea today, and we also have orange juice. So last week we brought it out. Didn't nobody really buy the orange juice like that, but today we're gonna see how it goes. I mean, it doesn't cost much to add the orange juice, the tea, and the hot cocoa to the menu. And I know for myself, I like having a hot beverage in the morning. I think even when I leave from the gym, I am gonna go check on the stand, but I'm gonna pick me up some tea too, because for me personally, I love me some tea in the morning. So it's about 9:15 and I'm headed to the gym. It's a great day. It's nice out here. I just realized that my son's conference is at 11. I thought it was at 2. But it's at 11, so I don't have as long as I expected at the gym today, but I'm gonna make it count. So it's about 11 o'clock now. I just left the gym. The workout was good. I really wish I could have stayed longer. I'm really used to staying at the gym for like close to 2 hours, and I only got like an hour and a little bit in today. Now I'm on my way to, but I just turned my camera around. If y'all can see, there's traffic out here. So I just called the school and let them know that I am en route, but I'm on my way. The school is literally around the corner. Something told me not to take this exit. I gotta start listening to my intuition a little. Alright, y'all, so I just left the parent-teacher conference, and overall, I feel like it was good. I feel like it was a good conference. So my kids, my son basically, but both of them, you know, they've been being homeschooled, and I'm sorry about the lighting, y'all, but work with me. But my kids, they've been being homeschooled for the last 2 years. My daughter, she's in kindergarten now, and my son, he's in the 6th grade. So where am I going? I won't go this way. So it's definitely been a transition, and I had wanted to keep them home with me until they graduated. Honestly, I just enjoyed like being at home with my kids for the most part, but I know I had to make some changes because the business side of my life is really taking over. And although the idea of being a homeschool mom was nice, honestly, I wasn't doing the best that I could do because I have so many other roles that honestly take precedent over me being a homeschool mom. Although I enjoy being home with my kids like all the time, like I like being around my kids. But anyway, they are back in school, and what really ignited me putting my kids back in school was the other day. It wasn't the other day, it was in the summertime. We live on a corner of a daycare, and my kids, we was home in the house doing what we do, and it was a group of kids that started walking past the house. And when they walked past the house, I already knew it was coming. My son, he spends the summers most days with his dad. So my daughter, she was looking out the window when these little kids that was walking by, they was laughing and having a good time. And my daughter said, "Mom, when am I going to go to school?" And she said it's so, like, it was just so sad. Like I said, okay, baby, I'm going to put you in school. And I was already battling, like, putting them back in school. So they both in school now. And I like it. School honestly gives me a freedom that I forgot about. I forgot about the freedom that your kids being in school provides you. But today, during the conference, they started school late, first of all. So, because like I said, I was battling. I wasn't sure. School started in September. My kids started school in like October. Or, no, they started in September. My daughter started in September. My son started in like October. He was late getting started. Because I didn't want to just put him in any school. He actually now goes to the school that my little brother went to. And I like that school because it's just all the opportunities that they give you. Like when it pertains to high school, college, just the network, all of that. I love the school. But I know that I'm also raising my kids. They ask questions. So overall, the conference was good. But then I had one teacher in there and she was talking about how my son gives her a little pushback. And I think this is the teacher that my son really states that he has to grow into, honestly. So she was saying how he asked why this and why that, and she had categorized that as pushback. And I did have to politely let her know that my kids do come from a homeschool environment, but just being home period, they are taught to question everything. So if he's asking why, it's definitely encouraged, and all you got to do is just like let him know why and to move forward. But I also did let her know that I will have a conversation with him about just being more willing to go along with the flow. But if he ever feels like he got to say why or he got a question, then that's just going to be, he can ask a question. I don't want that to be labeled as pushback, because if he's doing his work, then he's not pushing back. He just wants to know, why do we have to do this if he's already done this, and then he's used to being home or whatever. But overall, it was a good day, or a good conference, should I say. Alright, y'all, so I just came to the stand real quick to check on them. Hey, what's going on, y'all? A lot, yes. How many customers we served today? 7. That's it? I know, it's all good. We gotta be real with the people. So we only had 7 people today at this location, but wow.
And I had a visitor, Bo G came by.
Oh, really?
Yes, he did.
Wow.
He might have been one of our last customers, yup.
Nice.
That was very shocking.
Yeah. Okay, I'm leaving. Alright. Okay, I'm out of here. I'm going to the library. Ended up getting lunch from the stand. Got me a sausage. Hey y'all, what's going on? So I'm back. I'm about to actually leave the library. It is 3:45. I got here at 1 o'clock, but before I left, I wanted to hop on and just share with y'all some of the tasks that I engaged in during today for my business. Okay, so for those of y'all who don't know, I have two businesses. I have the Stand DE, which is a mobile food chain. We have two carts and a trailer, and then I also have TG and Development Company. And through TG and Development Company, I support people young and old in designing and living their best life. All right, so I engage and work on my businesses full time. This is how I make my money, you know what I mean? So I love being a full-time employee. And for those of you who are, about to take the leap, or you might be on this journey now and you just might be interested like myself, I'm interested in seeing the things that other entrepreneurs do in their business, and I like sharing my story, like sharing my journey and all of that. So we're gonna get into what some of the tasks that I did today. All right. So the first thing I did was I had a conversation with a high school. I've been looking to communicate with this high school for about 3 weeks now. So I finally got on the phone today. It went well, I would say overall, but I didn't get the outcome that I want, but I did get a name, so I have to reach out to the assistant principal of that high school to see if I can run my program there. It's a fully funded program, a fully funded workforce development program. One of the barriers that I had noticed was that a lot of the teens in the program, they will have trouble with transportation. So one of the things that I want to do is to bring the program to the teens. So that's one of the things that I'm working on, and I really hope that within the next couple weeks I do an update video and I share with you that we finally found a location, because honestly I have been working on this since September. I was supposed to have cohort 3 in September, cohort 4 in January, but I had to cancel cohort 3 or postpone cohort 3 till January because I've been having some challenges with recruiting some teams, and it's a part of the game. I also had shared like a couple weeks ago that on my IG that I actually contacted the head of this grant, and I had let her know that I wanted to kind of like back away from it, but through a conversation, I also shared with her that I would be open to postponing the cohort or canceling it, whatever one that she felt was best. And she said, let's just go ahead and postpone it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm working hard. I feel as though I haven't worked this hard in a while as it pertains to this business with TGN, but I definitely want to fulfill the grant, and we'll see what happens. So that's one of the things that I did today, was had that conversation, and also was able to get another contact, and I'll have my assistant reach out to them tomorrow when she gets a chance. I also retrieved my password for Facebook. It's really important when you have a virtual assistant to really, and if you are planning on hiring a virtual assistant, you definitely want to have a system in place where you have your login and your passwords all in one place, because if you're going to be like me, where I have to, because I didn't have I don't remember all my passwords, everything is saved to my phone or to my computer, and that's not helpful when you have a virtual assistant, because they need to know your passwords, they need to know your login information. So with the she's doing an automatic scheduler, because she also controls my social media account. So she's signing up for a scheduling app or a scheduling program, automatic, and she needed my password for that. So I got the password for that for her, and I sent that information to her. I also sent our menu for the stand. So now I'm on the stand. I sent our menu to an apartment complex because we'll be going there next Tuesday. So she contacted me a couple of days ago and she asked for the updated menu. We've been there before. They love us. We love them. I'm hoping to have a lucrative next Tuesday. I hope it's a lucrative time. One of the things they like at that location is chili dogs. That has been a request, so we're making sure we're going to have the chili dogs. And we're going to have a full menu. So I sent them that menu today for next Tuesday. And y'all, please pray that we sell out next Tuesday, okay? What else did I do? Oh, I also retrieved my login information for my business credit cards. I have been trying to do that for a while. I have done that before, but that goes back into like making sure, like when it comes to your passwords and your login information and all of that, like make sure it's all in one spot and location so that way you don't have to keep looking or keep changing, because it was a hassle today. I was literally on the phone for like almost an hour because I had to call back trying to get information that I already should have written down. So I made sure that I wrote it down. It's in a secure location, so that way when it's time for me to check my information again, like I know my other bank account information, my business account information, checking account by heart, but it's my credit card that I need to stay on top of. So that is what I'm doing. I'm just trying to really stay on top of my finances as an entrepreneur. I feel like even though this is like my 4th year in business, but this is my 2nd year being a full-time entrepreneur. And the first 2 years I was really running my business like a hobby, but now I'm really realizing like what it takes to be a boss, what it takes to have your own business. And then I see the vision of where I want to go. And in order for God to bless me with more, I have to do all that I can with what I have and take advantage of every opportunity. Make sure I'm managing what I have, my business, my finances, my staff, appreciating them. Just doing what I got to do so I can see an increase in my business, because that's what I want. This year we had a 5-figure year. Next year I want to have a 6-figure year. I'm not playing. I am having a 6-figure year. That's next year's my 100K year. I wrote it down and I'm doing whatever I have to do to make it a reality. Aligned with good morals, of course. I'm not willing to risk it all to make a couple dollars. But I am ready to you know what I mean? Like I'm ready to hit that six figures because I know that is possible. All right. So anyway, I got my business credit account information, and I got my business credit. People talk about business credit. I applied for business credit through my bank, where I have my business bank account. So I got a credit card through them. I also canceled time for learning. All right. So when you're trying to reach your financial goals, you gotta look at those automatic charges that come out of your account, because I literally just saved $240 by canceling my time for learning account, because when my kids was getting homeschooled, we didn't even utilize it like that. So they was really just taking money from me, and I wasn't even utilizing their services because I did a lot of workbook work when my kids was homeschooling. But time for learning, I seen that they did an automatic payment off my credit card a couple days ago, and I said, you know what, I'm canceling it. So that's what I did. So I feel really good about that. So this is your reminder, if you're out there and if you're watching, don't forget to cancel your automatic payments that come out, especially if you're not using the service. All right. I also spent 60 minutes working on the curriculum for the workforce development program. And I just want to be clear that I have a curriculum, but this is a curriculum that I'm creating from scratch, from my experience. I am using inspiration from like Google and different things that people got going on, but ultimately I am thinking about what I believe would make those teens who go through my program, even from the teens that I have worked with in the past, I'm looking at where they struggle, where they do well at, just looking at them holistically. And I'm creating my program and my curriculum to build off of, their weaknesses, their challenges, and to also reinforce some of the things that they do well as well. When I created my curriculum for the cohort 1 and cohort 2, actually it's definitely in alignment, but it's just some things that are out of order. Like for week 1, for this curriculum, instead of having an intro into employment for week 3, we now have the intro to employment course in week 1. And then I'm also coming up with different activities Also using some of the same activities that the teens found that they liked, that they thought were fun, and all of that. So I'm just going through and kind of just, because the program doesn't start until January, I'm really just taking this time and not putting myself under a lot of pressure, because I felt like last year when I was creating the curriculum, I was under a lot of pressure. This year I'm not under a lot of pressure, and eventually once I start to develop or finalize what I'm working on, I want to start actually selling and teaching these individual workshops to individuals young and old, the people in the workforce space. So my goal is to so that's why I'm just like going through and editing and making sure things look good, making sure things flow. That's one of the things that I like to do. So that's why I'm just spending 60 minutes a day. No pressure, none of that, but just reviewing it so that when the time comes, I'm not all like, a lot of pressure on me trying to in a rush and in a hurry. I don't like working like that. I don't like working under pressure like that. So I spend 60 minutes working on my curriculum. I also, on my to-do list was to spend 60 minutes working on my packages for the stand. But when I reviewed it, I realized that my packages are done. So now I can move on to the marketing piece of it and developing my marketing strategy, which I'll be sharing with y'all as it develops, as it becomes reality, as I bring it into fruition. You know what I mean? But I have like ideas of what I want to do. So my next step with the marketing thing, just real quick, is I'm gonna price and get some quotes for some videographers who specialize in recording food. Alright, so I have some commercials coming that is going to specialize, because the theme of my marketing strategy, this new one, is the food will sell itself. So I'm really going to be focusing on the food. Before, when I was doing my marketing, I focused a lot on the teens. And although that's okay, and I feel as though that it was helpful, but now I'm in a space where I definitely want to focus on the food, because our food is good, when it pertains to the stand. And at the end of the day, the teens, they change. The teens change, and even with this business model, I have realized that it's not even the best business for teens per se. Like, that's why me getting that storefront is really important. That's what I'm really working towards. So that was that. Oh, last but not really last, but this is kind of last but not least. But and then one of the things that I'm working on for my business is grants. Last year I was able to secure, for TGN, of course, I secured over $40,000 in grants to run my program. But then as it pertains to the stand, due to COVID and all these different things, I want to say I secured almost about 40,000 or close to 40,000 in grants for the stand as well, but it was like COVID grants. But this year, I'm really focusing on next year, I'm focusing on applying for as many grants as I can, and not sleeping on these grants that's out here. So I just completed a grant. When was it due? It was due on Monday, so I'll let y'all know if I got the grant or how much I received from the grant. But these are the 3 grants that I'm working on now. They're in Delaware. There's the West Side Corridor Revitalization Grant that I'm interested in, so I just emailed the contact person for that grant to see. Well, what I want to know is, do you have to have a location already, like a storefront already, in order to apply for the grant? Or do you have to have one in mind? Because there's no place that I have in mind right now, but I still want to apply for the grant, and hopefully, like, can I save the money or whatever the case may be? I don't know. So that's what I'm trying to get information regarding that grant. Then Shea Moisture has a grant, and it's due on November 27th. I follow Angela Yee. I like her. She would be a great mentor to have. Like, I've been thinking about mentorship a lot. Who would I want to be a mentor? And I really don't know nobody in Delaware for real, so I'm going to ask God to make somebody available to me, because I am seeking a mentor that is on 2 times up from where I'm at least 3 times up from where I'm at or whatever. So anyway, follow Angela Yee. She said something about the Shea Moisture grant. They're giving away $10,000 grants. They're due November 27th. So I researched that grant, and then it seemed like a pretty simple grant, but then it's like 8 questions that you have to ask. So I wrote down those 8 questions, and I'm going to, like, tomorrow, because this is stuff that I'm working on, but tomorrow, because my day is kind of light in a sense, this is what's on my to-do list tomorrow, is to work on this grant. And then last but not least, there's a Verizon grant, and this Verizon grant has been on my radar for a while, but I've been sleeping on it. So this grant is due November 14th, which is in 4 days. So I'm going to check out that grant to see, like, how can I take advantage of it and see if I can get it done within the next 3 days and see what happens, and I'll keep y'all aware of that and what's going on with that. And then last but not least, before I pulled out this camera and before I walk out the door, I emailed my assistant and I just let her know, gave her some updates today about the phone call with the co-op coordinator. Also gave her the email address to the new guy or the assistant principal that she can reach out to let him know about the program and stuff like that. You know, it's really important for you to, you know, communicate with your team, and that's something that I'm learning, because I would say I'm a good communicator, but sometimes, because I'm the only child, or raised as the only child, should I say. I mean, I got siblings now, but my formative years, I was the only one. So I kind of like move when I want to move, do what I want to do, and I like living like that. And sometimes it's even a challenge for me to always communicate with people to let them know what's going on. But that's one of the things that I'm working on, and having a virtual assistant, especially someone she's in Atlanta, she's not even close to me. So it's a lot of trust there, but it's also a lot of communication required. So it's helping me to develop my communication skills. But yeah, y'all, that's it. I just wanted to go over some of the things that I'm working on. Me being a full-time entrepreneur, these are some of the things that, you know, full-time entrepreneurs do. Or entrepreneurs, period. You don't got to be a full-time entrepreneur. This is the type of work that we do. It's not always about, you know, being out in the field. It's a lot of the time it's about, you know, strategizing and being behind the computer and thinking about next month, thinking about 3 months from now, next year, like developing a plan and formulating those goals and developing a plan to support you in reaching your goals. You know what I mean? So that's it. I don't know what else I'm going to record today. I'm not sure. So I'll see y'all later, but this might be the end. I don't know, right? So y'all later.